27-yard line. And they run the option on second down. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Number 22.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one good for a pickup at 15 for Tennessee. Just the first quarter of the tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. If I had missed him, it would have been a different story.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
The 20-yard line. That's the end of
Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First down carry for Henry. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Harkey with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
And it's third down.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. We don't see this often. Quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? After the turnover, here's Murray. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
On second down, here's Henry. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
A 41-yard attempt.
The kick by Parkey is good, and the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Raymond Smith on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And this defense not giving him anything there, maybe a yard after the 36.
Jeffrey Simmons on the stop.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Flushed out right. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A gain there of 21 yards. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end and went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Shotgun now from Murray. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going into halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flush to his right, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. Dancing to his left. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off.
And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes.
By Larry Ogunjobi. Brought down back at the 30.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. Fielded in the end zone. ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. He finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. They run the option here on 1st and 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Play fake. Murray. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 37. A good pickup there, 22. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. A run there with Henry as he gets forward only for about 3. 2nd down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Again, it's Henry. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens 25.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. Intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 20. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Made by Christian Fulton.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
4th down.
Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Andrews. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Titans 17, Ravens 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
3rd down and 10.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. On play action, it's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The Ravens on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Open man is Duvernay. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
First down, Baltimore.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Flush to his right. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this when I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
To throw on 3rd down. Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Tucker on for the field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brings up
another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 2nd down, it's Henry, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run through.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Anthony Everett picks it. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
1st and 10.
A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
He's back to throw. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Jackson to throw. And this is complete. It's Marshall. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Jackson. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
17. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And that's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth, I said, let's say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Murray. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Murray. That's complete to Darrington Evans, the running back. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. This is taken at the 15, and he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Throwing now is Jackson. catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had the battle all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in the running back's hands, oh, that's great.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Play action. It's Jackson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. So that's Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
1-yard gain.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
At the Ravens' 43-yard line.
Now an option play on 2nd down. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. What can Murray do now with his drive? They set up the screen for Henry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
A loss of a yard.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. They're going for it. It's Murray. Back across midfield at the 45. Larry Ogunjobi. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
It's a turnover on downs.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson escaping the pressure right.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now Jackson on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there, tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Another run here with Dobbins. And this Tennessee defense for the 2nd straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
And it's third.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson. Can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights.
17.
We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Baltimore, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Tennessee. select the team you want to join. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the left.